We are live, sir.
Okay. For 1 minute wait panlama. Shall we wait?
We have around
sure.
We have 325 participants joined now. We'll just wait for a minute and we will.
All of them are students only, no, Bala? Who are all the participants?
Sir, many of them are students and some of the faculty members are there, sir.
Okay, and because especially
we had around
third year and final year students, no, this will be useful for them. Okay, they are all the people who are all worried about their interview process.
And we had around 9 industry registration also.
Okay. Okay. Even faculty attending also useful, because they can tell their students about the opportunity. I can see a lot of professors, faculty.
That's good, actually.
Okay.
We'll start, sir, so that we have around 475 introduction part.
Okay, it's called 488. Let's hit 500 and start.
Let cross 500. Morning around 1,000 students, 11 o'clock.
I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah. So it was totally unexpected.
Yeah.
It is 499.
Waiting for one.
We have 720 registered, but
okay. Start, Bala.
Super.
And very good afternoon to one and all. Sorry for the technical glitches and for the delayed start of the program. It's our great pleasure to have you all back for the Knowledge 4.0 webinar series, which is one of the unique initiative of our college, Chennai Institute of Technology, under the guidance of our chairman, Mr.P. Sriram, a successful first-generation entrepreneur, a well-known industrialist, and the managing director of the MK Group of companies. So under the Knowledge 4.0, we have been conducting a lot of webinar series, like technical webinar series, research webinar series, career guidance webinar series, and innovation webinar series. Today, we have a technical webinar series named as Product Company Opportunities in this Pandemic Situation. And we have Mr. Balamurugan, founder and CEO of GUVI. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Chennai Institute of Technology was established in 2010 by our honorable chairman, Mr. P. Sriram. Now our institute is being within top 10 institutes among the private engineering colleges in Tamil Nadu. I request our chairman to say a few words. Please, sir.
Good afternoon for all the participants, and my special thanks goes to Bala, GUVI. Thank you very much. And also I congratulate my Dr. Bala, Department Industry Relations Head, Chennai Institute of Technology, for organizing this program. So we thought that especially the opportunity available in product development companies, mainly in startup and medium and large companies. Bala, when we discussed about this, immediately came to my mind is Mr. Bala of GUVI, GUVI is it's an inspiring organization, I can tell. I'm also first generation entrepreneur, like Bala also first generation entrepreneur. So you see, there are very few successful entrepreneurs even now also. So one such very successful, and they attracted good investment also, and they have been doing, especially for engineering college students, they are helping a lot to get learn and equip themselves to get a good career in their chosen field. So thank you. And they have been also associating with the premium institute like Indian Institute of Technology, Madras. And that relationship really helped them. Their company incubated at IIT Research Park. These are all giving good exposure to them. So, and they have been training, and not only training, they have been placing also the good students in good company. And so there is a gap for students. They are always thinking that whether we can get job. Similarly, in the industry is also struggling to find right resources with the right skill set. That is the biggest challenge, even at this point of time also, I can tell. So it is our responsibility to make awareness among the students community, and we have to train them properly. We have to be a mentor and a facilitator. For that only this program been arranged. Especially now, Corona, it's a biggest challenge in our lifetime. Everybody, all walks of life, different fields, right from the poor to rich people to educated to uneducated people, everybody becoming jobless, and their future is big question mark, irrespective of the country. So even in India, particularly in Tamil Nadu, engineering college students, whenever I have discussion with the faculty, students, and the counseling through online we are doing, but they are thinking whether engineering is the right choice to join now. And especially final year students, those who got already offer, whether they will be, the companies will honor their commitment. And also third year student, do we get a good opportunity to get placed in coming years? These are all the questions. But for my experience, I can very clearly tell there are plenty of opportunities are there if you are having right skill sets. Talent, if you are equipping yourself with good talent and right technology, definitely you will get opportunity. There's no doubt about it. It is Balamurugan, he can tell better than me because he has been interacting with the industry and he is also training. They also given a 2-3 program I have been discussing with free of cost through IICT they have given. Similarly, they are also working with various vernacular languages. Also, they have been developing these sources online. It is available. Apart from training the few institutions, they have been training the students. Chennai Institute of Technology also having good relationship with them. They are our training partner. And I'm sure our Chennai Institute of Technology students, because of this relationship, this training, they will get good opportunities. So I wanted to have same opportunity available for the students, those who are studying in other engineering colleges and universities. You please listen to him and take. I definitely the good institutions are taking good initiatives to teach the students to whatever the opportunity available they wanted to train and give to the students. But even if such institutions are not there, if you are not studying some good institutions, if as a individual students, if you are really aspiring and you are attending this program, you can start your own on your own. Definitely you will get good opportunity. That's all. I don't want to take much time. Let Bala once again congratulations for his achievement and also thanks for today's participation and making his time available to interact with the students. Thank you. Best wishes.
Thank you so much, Sriram.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bala. Good afternoon, all. First of all, my apologies for the delay. So due to the antivirus blocking my audio connection, so I was not able to get through the 11 o'clock schedule. Okay, so let's.
Yeah, Mr. Bala, once again, let me have a quick introduction about you so that the audience can get into that.
Sure.
So a few words about our speaker, Mr. Bala. He has almost 15 years of experience with various companies like CoFounder Computational Corporation and PayPal. Then he started the GUVI. GUVI is an IIT Madras incubated startup. It's an integrated AI-powered EdTech platform that provides courses in vernacular languages for the information technology domain. The platform provides a personalized and interactive learning experience through gamification mechanics and bite-sized video content. The recruitment engine maps the learners to the right jobs in the platform. Used by more than 1,000 colleges and 200 product companies, it was achieving a lot in their organization. The last couple of months, as EdTech is going through a shift due to COVID-19, GUVI partnered with AICTE as part of NEET program and skilled more than 1 lakh people in various technologies. Giving back to the society is a valuable one, and he is spending his personal time to teach, train, and mentor the students of engineering colleges. I welcome you, Mr. Balamurugan. Over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Bala, for the warm introduction. And it's always a pleasure to talk to the CIT team because this is one of the prestigious institutions who actually cares for the benefit of the students and also for the whole ecosystem. Okay, so any initiative by Mr. Sriram and Mr. Bala and of the CIT team would be so glad to be associated. And we've been like, it's close to now 3+ years where we are part of their Campus Connect programs and the other initiatives. So I'm happy to be part of this webinar session, which is a real value add for all the participants over here. Okay, so with this, we will start the discussion on how things are going to be as part of this corona situation and how the hiring process could be and what is that you need to be aware of or prepared of. Okay, so that is the core part. So there's a saying like, let the environment be whatever. Okay, but how do you react for it is the key for the success of the every individual who is part of it. Okay, so with this, having said this, let's go to the presentation. I'll start sharing my screen and we'll take it forward. Okay, and we'll have a in the process. We will have a quick play and also way to take an assessment, and we can also answer the Q&A sessions which you start. Okay, so with this, thank you for being here, and we are 998, close to reach 1,000 soon. So with this, I'll start sharing the presentation. Okay. Hope my presentation is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So I'll be starting with this, and Mr. Bala, you can actually take if there are any questions, kindly note it down so that we could actually answer it at the end. Okay.
Yes, I posted it in the chat window, so I will compile it and we'll ask it in the last.
Sure, sir. Okay. So team, I'll keep this very crisp and clear. Okay. So we will focus on what is the current scenario and what is the focus that we need to have so that we are able to take it forward. Okay. So with this, I just give you a quick intro. So as I already said, Chennai Institute of Technology is one of the close to our heart institution, which actually is flourishing and which is actually enabling a lot of individuals to become better engineers. Okay, so as they rightly call, transforming lives is what they do, and that is how GUVI's association is also relevant to them. Okay, so we are as Mr. Sriram and Mr. Bala said, we are an EdTech platform incubated by IIT Madras and IIM Ahmedabad, and this was started as a YouTube channel. But after the content quality has been vetted by IIT Madras, they incubated us and we were able to grow as a platform. So right now, close to 3.5 lakh users are using GUVI platform, and more than 1 lakh people are using it day in, day out. Close to 1,000+ colleges are actually using it for their learning and practicing, and more than 200+ companies are hiring through us. Okay, so this is a quick intro about us. We'll start with the situation. Okay, so before going there, right, so everybody is already I'll tell you a brief thing. Okay, so every one of us, we know that we are in a situation which is actually common across the world. Okay, so we are not so unique that only Chennai is being affected or only Tamil Nadu is being affected or only India is being affected. It's not. Okay, right, the whole world is being infected and the whole world is trying its best to give the best outcome for this. Okay, so in this scenario, what are the things that are happening right now is common across the globe for every individual. Okay, every technologist or every engineers are facing this scenario. Okay, it's up to us to stay positive and see this as an optimistic solution. Okay, so as we speak right now, right? So what do we have? Whether my third, as he rightly pointed out, whether the fourth year students offers will be honored. Okay, the job offer that will be given to them, will it be honored? Or whether the third year students who are getting the engineer the final years, right? Will I get any campus placements? Will I get any job opportunities? All these are being going on in your mind continuously, right? So as we speak right now, this is a recent article that came in ET a few days back. Okay, so I'm not talking about some of the things which are out of assumptions. I'm talking all the data which are currently available or which are currently happening right now. Okay, so the point is, you can see a lot of other segments which have been affected. For example, automobile industry, okay, travel industry. So these are some of the industries who are badly hit by the COVID-19 and due to all these scenarios. But in terms of IT, if you really see what's happening right now, okay, there are minimal job cuts in the IT industry. What it means is, still the industry is performing as it was performing, okay, with a minimal impact. I would not say there's no impact, but with a minimal impact. Okay, so let's understand why this is happening. Okay, so if it's if it's like the other industry like automobile or the manufacturing or the travel industry, right? There are physical movement of individuals or physical movement or manufacturing of goods which has to be done, which is getting at the most to the core affected, right? But IT is not such domain. Okay, though the offices are shut down, every individual, every IT employee works from home or works remotely to continue the business that they have been doing day in, day out. And if you ask me, being an IT professional, my day has extended during this COVID times. We don't work now 12 hours. We work more than that actually. Okay, so what it means is, the IT sector is still one of the lucrative or one of the booming sector. Okay, you can't discard the fact that there are minimal impact, but there are a lot of new additions or new jobs that are also going to be added in this domain in the coming year. Okay, so let that be first, let you be very clear that IT domain is still going to flourish in the coming years as well. Okay, so only the time in which it's gonna, it's overall, I'm talking about the IT domain. I haven't come to the freshers job yet. It's more about the IT domain. Until the domain flourishes, okay, if the domain flourishes, obviously all the entities of the domain will also be succeeding. Okay, so this is the good news. The IT domain will still continue to flourish. Okay, now the question is, what is happening currently? Okay, as we speak right now, there are 3,000 plus companies who has posted job openings for IT domains. Okay, it is happening. It's not come to a standstill. We can't say that there's only layoffs, there is only job cuts. Dude, there are still companies, there are 3,000 plus companies who are still hiring in IT domain. Okay, that's obviously a good news to hear, right? Just imagine there are so much of companies who are actually positively looking at the scenario and positively trying to strengthen their companies, domains, and as an individual to become a better outcome, to give a better outcome as the thing evolves. Okay, so our focus should be, when the things become normal, okay, when things are resolved, when corona ends, situation ends, okay, are we ready to be hired? Am I ready to be hired by a company who is actually looking out for a resource? Okay, so this is the first and foremost thing that should be in your mind as you are in this current situation. Okay, I'll tell you what has changed. This is a hiring trend. This many companies are hiring, but whether they are hiring in the same mode as they were hiring earlier, that has changed actually. Okay, the way in which companies are looking at people, the way in which the companies are looking at the team members, okay, have changed post corona. Okay, that is something that you really need to focus on, so that you become a better individual as we move, as the situation changes. Okay, so right, hope you are clear now. the domain is actually flourishing. Domain will flourish. Okay, the hiring will still happen. The only thing is the timeline is shifted a bit. Okay, in terms of freshers hiring. Let's come to the point, the core area. That is where you guys all come into the picture, right? So the most of the students who are participants of this webinar, or the organizations or the companies who are looking at, right? So this is the current situation in terms of the expectations from the company, from my individual whom I'm going to hire. Okay, so let's decompose this into what is the actual thing that people are looking at. Okay, the first and foremost part is the companies are not looking to hire generalist. What this means is, if you say that I have cleared my papers, I have gone through the regular trainings, and I have I'm ready to sit for the placements, then the product company doesn't care for you. Okay, because there are n number of people who are traveling in the same boat just like you, completing their graduation, sitting for the placements with just what they know. Okay, it's not something as expected by the companies in the real-time scenario. Okay, so what is needed from you as an individual, okay, is doers, in the sense people who can actually create things, people who can actually write code, who can actually build products. Okay, so these are the basic expectation, which you might think as a superficial expectation, but it's a basic expectation right now from every company who is hiring. So they are not looking for generalist, they are looking for specialist. Okay, who can build things, who can make things happen. Okay, so this is the bare minimum expectation from a company who's actually hiring during this COVID situation. Okay, they expect you to be a polyglot developer. That is what we call. Okay, so you don't need to, you can't say that I know the things that have been taught and I will just stick on to that. That is not what people want for you to be hired. They want you to be the person who can actually go and get things done. Okay, so now I'll walk you through what is that you really need to do to become a person of this caliber. Okay, so that's obviously the next question, right? So when we know that these are the things that are being expected, if you ask me to write code, build product, what is the thing that I should be doing it, right? So I'll go on to the next slide with that answer for that. Okay. So when I usually talk about this, right, people ask me, so student developers are fine. There is nothing called student developers. Developer is a developer. Okay, if you want to be hired by a product company like PayPal, JustPay, Symantec, GoIbibo, GoFrugal, there are n number of product companies whom you can say. Okay, right? Obviously, any Google, Microsoft. Okay, all these product companies are looking for developers. Okay, they are not looking for graduates. They are looking for developers. Okay, so if you fall into that category, obviously your chances of hired or your chances of looking forward to get a better role in a product company is lucrative. Okay, so if you become a developer, 100% you can be assured that your chances of getting hired is so good. Okay, so now we list it and we'll go deep into that. Okay, so what is it that claims or makes you a developer, right? So the first and foremost thing obviously is write code. Okay, you could just go through this, see this. The write code is not a bare minimum expectation, it's a basic criteria to call yourself a developer, which means not writing the code or pseudocode which is just for your lab exercises or for the sake of doing the campus interviews. It's about solving a real problem with your code. That's what I mean as write code. Okay, so when you solve a real problem, take a problem statement. Okay, look around your use cases, look around the scenarios which actually will make you see a lot of opportunity for you to solve. Okay, so whenever you come across a real-time scenario, pick that scenario and start writing code for that or start solving that programmatically. Okay, It could be any situation relevant to current happenings in the industry or current happenings in your real life. Okay, if you wanted to become a developer, start looking at that from a developer perspective. Can I solve this through by writing code? Can I solve this through technology? Okay, that is the core aspect of making sure that you become a developer. Okay, the second point is build a product. So when you write to, as I said, first the problem statement which you have chosen for you to write as and when you identify a problem statement. Okay, the next is building the solution for it. I'll tell you a use case for it. Okay, so recently during this COVID situation, so everyone knows that people have been moving, people have been asked to stay still, they are asked to not to move around, they are asked to be stay in quarantine, but people were obviously moving around from various places to various hub spots, okay, hotspots. So what we did is what the IIT Madras team did is they started looking at the geolocation of individuals which have been collected or which have been sent by the Facebook data. For example, every one of us has Facebook app in our mobile, right? We have turned on the geolocation, so which tells the Facebook that where are we right now. Okay, so with the past data of the individual from March 22nd, when the lockdown starts, people are able to track down to see where is the current individual from moving from March 22nd to right now, which means if I am in Chennai on March 22nd, my Facebook geolocation data actually spits out saying this is my geo coordinates. Right now, if I'm in actually Nungambakam, or if I've moved to from Madurai or somewhere, right, or any places, it clearly spots out that these are the deviation in the data which actually help the government to identify where the movement is happening with the data available in the cloud. Okay, so the IIT team discussed this and brought a solution which said that these are the people who are actually moving around from spots to different spots, which are actually helping us to understand that still these are the lockdown that needs to be strengthened so that this is not happening. Okay, so that's a problem identified, that's a solution which has been built, which has been implemented as well. Okay, so first is write code. Choose a language of your choice. It can be Python, it can be C, it can be Java, it can be Node.js, or it can be Golang. Okay, choose a language of your choice. Okay, then start building the product which you feel needs a real solution or which you feel is a pet project for you. Okay, because when someone asks you to develop a product, okay, you don't really get into the nuances, you just do it for the sake of doing it. But if it's a product that you love doing it, right, okay, you don't need someone else to motivate you, you don't need someone else to give you the use cases. You start looking at what needs to be done and you start working on. For example, when we build a GUVI, right, we don't wait for someone to give the requirements. We actually look from a user perspective, from a learner perspective, and start building the product so that it becomes usable for someone to go and get things done. So write code, build a product. Okay, the third is refine it. So what I mean by refine here is every developer, everyone who writes code, okay, is not a so-called developer until he goes through the code in such a way that he creates data structure algorithms which are so efficient to make the code a better one. Okay, so that is the difference between a developer and a pro developer. Okay, if you can write a code which can actually run fast and eliminate the complexities and scale or integrate with different systems, that is when your system is so called an awesome system, an awesome code, right? So once you write a code, start refining it, start fine-tuning it, start implementing data structures into the code which will actually bring you the actual results in terms of the speed and scaling, memory optimization, and in terms of time optimization. Start doing it. Okay, and also look at base of design patterns. So design patterns and data structures are the core skills that are needed to get hired in top-notch product companies. Okay, writing just a code and solving an online exam or clearing an online test is just a gate pass. You can just get the gate pass to go and sit in the interview. If you really wanted to crack the interview, data structures and design patterns are the core things that you should be good at. Okay, so there is no option for that. You can't say that I can write code, but I can't do I can't write data structures, or I can't write algorithms. You can't say that. Or I can't apply design patterns. If you say that, then you are a normal developer. You cannot expect yourself to be placed in a product company. Okay, you can just crack the code of a basic company and go and get a job. But if you wanted to become or get hired by a product company, which is actually looking for a pro developer, right? You need to be really strong in data structures, algorithm, and design patterns. Okay, so these are the core things that you should focus on if you want to really crack Google or Microsoft or PayPal. Okay, so this refine it is the meaning for it, and it should be the one which you guys should aim it after building the solving the first two cases, because without writing a code you can't apply data structures, or without writing a code you can't apply design patterns. Only when you start doing the basics you'll be able to fine tune it, right? So this refine it is so crucial. That is why it's been called refining. It's not just starting, it's refining the code better and better, so that you are being showcased as a superb and I will call it as a exemplary developer whose code is being looked out as an example for someone to start working on. Okay, so that's the third point. And fourth point is obviously deploying it. Okay, means obviously you should be able to start using GitHub source code repositories like GitHub and like Azure or AWS to host your code, so that you get to know the entire circle of the development process. Okay, you don't just build things, you get to deploy it so that you know what the load balance is, how the things will scale, how the things will work in production, right? This holistic thought process will make you a better developer, will make you understand how to go up for it, how to make things better, and how to deliver a solution. Okay, so the last part is the build a brand. Okay, what this means is, so the developer, obviously many people will think that my job is to write a code and that's where my role stops. Definitely not. Okay, you're not expected to just write code, ship it, and sit still. You are expected to make sure that at least in the initial few years, until your role is so defined. Okay, what needs to be done is you need to make sure that the solution which you build, okay, is being used by other people in a better way. For example, if you build a product, it could be a standalone product or a web-based solution, make sure you go to the outside world and tell them what you have really done. Okay, so there are two ways to do it. One is obviously building a portfolio for you, okay, which actually lets other people know what that they have built. It could be a blog post, it could be a project board, it could be a LinkedIn profile, it could be a GUVI profile, it could be n number of things in this, which actually goes and tells the outside world what is that the individual has built and for the people to use it. So until your product has been used by, like, say, if you build a product, for example, if you build a to-do app, right? If the app is being utilized by 1,000 people, if the web app is being utilized by, for example, 10,000 people, right? Be it part of your students, even it could be used by 100 people. Okay, it doesn't matter. Even your friends could use it if they want to really track something. Okay, I just, during my days, right, I just built a birthday reminder app. Okay, which was actually used by among my CEG. I graduated from CEG, so my CEG mates in my batch actually used it. So what it is, once they install the app, once they use it as a web app, it sends out the notification when the friend's birthday comes along, right? So that actually what it means is that was, since it was used by like close to 600 people, I get to understand which feature or which is the thing that I need to enhance or refine it so that it's been used better. Okay, so the solution which I wrote, or the code which I wrote, right, from a developer standpoint, I'm looking at how I should actually make it usable so that the people use it, and I write the code in such a way that it becomes better, and in turn I become better as a developer. Okay, so until you own the solution, until you own the product, you're not going to look at that from a holistic way. Okay, so once you become a developer, once you start doing solving a problem, building a solution, don't just build it for you, share it with the outside world. Go and shout out, say that there are a lot of online forums, online mediums in which you can be showcased. Even your college like CIT can actually help you to showcase your solution to the outside world. Okay, even a company like GUVI can help you to showcase your solution to the outside world. That's why these entities exist, right? So what you do is build a solution, make sure it should be usable by minimum 10,000 people who can actually go and see what you have actually built. Okay, so these 5 things are the core expectation if you wanted to be really hired by a product company, because they look at how different you are from the existing developers or so-called developers from your background or batches, right? If there are a lot of options for the companies, right? If a campus drive is started, if even from GUVI point, if I start a campus drive, right, I get like minimum 3,000 registrations for a campus drive. But what makes an individual unique so that they could be hired, right? So these are the points which I mentioned. He should be able to write code. He should have built a product. He should have actually applied data structures and design patterns. He should have hosted somewhere so that I could really go and see what the solution is. And it should be usable by someone. If you are able to create all these aspects, then obviously you become a pro developer who will be hired by any product company for the utmost high packages. Okay, and we have done this. We have actually taken the users through this journey. So I can confidently say, if you are able to apply this aspects to your learning process, so you need not worry about your placements. Obviously, any companies who are actually looking out for hiring will always look out for you. Okay, so now I will narrow down to what are the major things that you should cover. Okay, so that right now for the companies who are hiring, you become a lucrative talent solution provider. Okay, you become a better talent if you're able to focus on these core areas which are happening in the market right now. So obviously, just to learn and practice. First is, I'll go with the basics. Let's start with the bottom. Okay, first is the computational thinking. Okay, so that is the basics which makes the people to understand that what you are thinking is more of computational thinking, more of a system thinking. Okay, so this is one of the top most in demand skills for a programmer. If I need to evaluate an individual with the basic skills, these are the bare minimum things I look out. Okay, so next is the programming language. It can be any language, but my suggestion is go with Python. Okay, make sure that you know this, because obviously one is it's part of a syllabus and it's part of the real-time use cases or applications. Okay, the simple reason that people ask me, why can't I learn C? You can learn C. You will be tested in C. But if you see the number of companies who are actually using C programming in production, it's very, very low. Okay, because it's been a era, the things have changed, and the companies who are using it, once upon a time in PayPal, we used to write code in C++ and do work on things. But now most of the code is being migrated either to different stack like Node.js or JavaScript stack or the Java stack. Okay, so be ready with one programming language. At least my choice is go with Python. So next is the databases. So obviously there's no skip on that, because data plays a huge role in today's career in terms of any role that you take into. So get hands-on in relational and non-relational databases. So obviously, you know, MySQL is a relational database and MongoDB is a non-relational database. So you need to be good at computational thinking. You need to write code in Python or language, in language of your choice. You need to be good in databases, relational and non-relational databases, right? The next part is obviously the one that is actually growing tremendously is the machine learning skills. Okay, you need not become a pro, but start looking on the basics of machine learning and try to understand what is the real implication of a machine learning solution. What is that is actually going to be utilized? Okay, when everyone craves now that machine learning is a skill, right? But believe me, less than 10% of the people knows what actually machine learning could do to your solution. Okay, so this is a important skill which you need to enhance or which you need to learn. Okay, if you wanted to be really a professional who wanted to go and make things happen in current scenario. Okay, so that's why I say start from the basics and go all the way to creating your own applications. Okay, so next is the important thing is what you can do. Go deep into the machine learning. There are a lot of things in machine learning, like obviously AI is a part of machine learning. Okay, AI is a part of machine learning, and deep learning is also a part of machine learning. Okay, which can actually enhance your skill in terms of programming, and you can learn it from various aspects. Okay, so I have covered what is the current scenario, what is the things that are happening right now, and how you should be a person as a developer should be able to build the skills so that you are hired. Okay, and we narrow down to see the relevant skill sets which are actually expected in the current situations or trends. Okay, so with this, I'm going down to more of an interactive place. Okay, any questions till now, sir?
Yes, sir. We have some questions posted on the window.
Yeah, please.
You can switch off the screen sharing option.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Just a minute. It's okay, right?
Yes, fine. Okay. So I think I have some questions like, what are the best programming languages did you suggest for a freshers must know?
Okay. I already covered that in the last slide. So Python is something that really you should know. Because the reason is very simple. It's not a new programming language. It's been there for so many years. But the use case of Python has really been tremendous in the current scenarios. People who are actually able to do this situation, build solutions into the recent trends, right? They're able to use it. So I would suggest Python. And apart from that, you can actually have C++ or C or Java, whichever you are familiar with or you are passionate about, right? So it's more about your choice. And I would suggest Python and another program, or it could be JavaScript as well.
So one of my doubt is like, till the last year, many of the interviewers will ask questions from Java. Almost 95% of the interview process will happen only in Java. So in this situation, what you will recommend, whether to go with Python or to go with Java? Because peer learning or senior peoples will be teaching the juniors mostly on the Java. So what's your suggestion on that?
See, you need not change the language all of a sudden. For example, it doesn't mean that you should eradicate Java and go to Python. That is not what I'm recommending. Okay. So what I'm saying is, if you want to be really a person who has to be hired by a product company, right? As I mentioned, you should be good at programming. You should be good at building solutions. You should be able to refine your code and do a better algorithm and things, right? Further, you need to be comfortable in any language of choice, and you need to be able to move fast. Okay, so either if you are good at Java, okay, you can go forward with it, but the library or the frameworks which are there, like Spring, Hibernate, Struts, all these things, right? It's kind of complex when compared to the Flask or Django. Okay, so but the core concepts of data structures algorithm, obviously, if you wanted to strengthen yourself in data structure algorithm or design patterns, right? You have to either choose C or Java. Okay, so there's no option for that. I won't say use that in Python. Okay, so that is one of the things that has to be learned as part of this. So you can, if you're good at Java, go ahead with Java, use it. Okay, but also learn along with it Python.
Okay, so one more question has come, like, technically we can make some small codes and programs, but how to build an idea into a developing into a product? Is there any resource to learn or any forums to guide for us?
Lots and lots are available actually. Okay, so it's no more a restricted environment, right? So if you want to really go out and look out for problem statements, I'll give you plenty of problem statements. If you just go to GUVI project board, right? Just log into GUVI and see the project board. There are companies who are listed lots and lot of problem statements saying these are things which we wanted to be solved. Okay, so they are looking out for people who can actually build solutions. And you do not restrict to just to GUVI. You can actually look around your own situations and see what is it that your environment really needs. It could be your college, or it could be your home, or it could be your friend circle. Everyone has a problem. See, come on, problems are huge. The only thing is you need to pick which one you are going to solve it. As I said, the IIT Madras solution for the COVID situation, right? Where they were looking out to identify, the government was looking out to find how many people are actually moving from one spot to the other during this lockdown. Okay, for that we built a solution. The IIT Madras team built a solution. They just identify, they use the existing data of Facebook, they use your mobile data, and then they built a solution which identified that this person being there in this, doing this lockdown in here, has traveled so much of kilometers in the last 4 days, in the last 7 days, right? These are solutions which are needed by the government and which have been provided. So you can actually look out for and figure out the things that from your environment itself.
Okay, so we have so I received some questions like whether chemistry department, biomedical department students can get opportunity in the IT product development companies.
Obviously, right? See, I have seen Chetana, Archana, they both have explained biotechnology students and chemistry student, right? See, if you just go to your field, right, anywhere, right? So biotech is one of the important field that is actually using machine learning or programming to the core. Okay, you would have seen all the genome studies, all the DNA studies, right? If you look at them, they are not studied in the relevant, in the same way it has been studied 20 years or 30 years back. You both can become an IT professional, okay, or the same even in your field, okay. It's not excluded of IT. So we are taking BioPython. You would have heard about BioPython, right? So BioPython is a booming field in the biotechnology sector. So if you learn Python and if you can actually apply BioPython to it, you're one of the most needed resource person or the talented individual who are actually can be hired in the biotech domain. For chemistry as well. If you are an individual, all the biotech, all the technology part. See, earlier, all these domains were individuals which are not connected to IT. Okay, these were actually verticals, individual verticals, which are like, this is civil engineering, this is mechanical, this is biotech, this is physics, chemistry. But now all this has become merged onto the IT domain in a way or the other. So even though you learn your core programming, core subjects, obviously your skills will be applied only when you learn programming in them. Okay, so
yes, we have one more question, like so what are the product development company opportunities for ECE students and EEE students?
See, okay, so there are certain product companies which post the request saying that they're looking at only CS and IT students or the core branches, right? But obviously ECE and EEE falls under the core branches only. Okay, you're not excluded from most of the programming assessments, or you're not, most of the product company doesn't restrict you from appearing for their interviews, because we strongly believe, GUVI being a product company, right? If you see my team, there are various composition of individuals from different branches, and there are a lot of successful developers from ECE and EEE as well. Actually, you have an advantage over the CS team, CS developers. Okay, because I'll tell you the reason. So CS team, right? CS developers, usually the computer science people, even I am from computer science, so I also fall into the category. So what we feel is, we know the things we are doing it for the past 3 years. We know programming for the past 3 years. So we will be like lethargic about what we know and what we actually write. But the ECE and EEE students, right? They'll be more cautious to make sure that they get placed in the product companies, or they do better in programming. So the most of the successful developers have actually come from ECE and EEE background as well. Okay.
Okay, so we have one more questions, like I'm going to do my UG. Hope she's from 12th standard in artificial intelligence and machine learning, sir. Is it good to do a UG course in artificial intelligence and machine learning?
It depends, actually. It depends upon the institution actually which you choose. Obviously, it's good. Okay, but the fact is, you are narrowing down to a domain, and if the institution really has the infrastructure to make sure that you actually learn the best out of it, right? You can go ahead. Because down the line, like 4 years, 5 years from now, obviously people will start picking up the niche skills, or people will be hiring you for the niche skills. And if you're already having a degree in the particular domain, you'll be a lucrative resource to be hired.
One point I would like to add here is like in Chennai Institute of Technology, we have artificial intelligence and data science, courses. So here we concentrate more with industry people relevant teaching methodology, learning methodology for this course alone. Apart from the conventional method, we are planning to invite the industry people and the persons who are working with the current industry projects to deliver the classes to the AI students.
Wow, that's good actually. So then you are already in the right hands. So CIT is there to join. If you are interested, you can go ahead with it.
Okay, sir. So hope we have done with.
I have two more slides to cover, so I'll just go through that and I'll just pray for them. Okay. You have 5 minutes?
Yes, we have.
Okay. So meanwhile, I'll just have 2 more questions here. Which IT domain is in peak of hiring and how can we kickstart learning it? Okay. So Mr. Arunachalam has asked it. Sir, actually, full stack developer is something that actually is very lucrative in the IT domain. If you are looking for immediate jobs or immediate getting to be hired, become a full stack developer, and obviously you'll be a lucrative resource to go for it. And you can actually learn it from many places. Even in GUVI, we do provide a separate program for full stack developer. If you want to really become a full stack developer, there's a program called Zen Class, which you can go and explore it. If you're interested, you can go for it. Okay. And what the product company will have a main idea after the post-COVID. It won't change, Mr. Isaki Raja. It won't change a huge. Okay?
Yeah.
So they ideally wanted to hire a better talent and build product and go and sell it online and make money. Right? Every company is working for it. And if you are able to help them in the process, you'll be obviously taken for it. Okay. So with this, I'm just sharing the screen for one more thing. So this will be fun. And I would request every one of you to participate in this. Okay. So here it is. We are going to play a Kahoot. Okay. So hope everyone know it. So just open your tab in your browser and go to kahoot.it. Okay, kahoot.it and start entering this pin code. I'll text this as well in the chat. I pasted it. So go here and join. I'm waiting for players to join.
I joined.
Yeah, I could see your name. Okay, team, people, you can, there are 805 participants. So first come, first serve. So go here, go to kahoot.it and start entering the pin number. Okay, we will wait for another 2 minutes. 12:55, we will start it. Or 30 seconds. Okay, I'll tell you why you have to join, right? So this is basically to see where you are. I mean, just to see how things are, what the things I could actually share it and you could also understand. And the winners will also get a goodie from GUVI.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay, so the winner of this will also get a goodie from GUVI as part of the CIT webinar. Okay, 12:54. We'll just wait for another 30 seconds and we'll start this. Cool, we have reached 110 players. We are going to start in another 20 seconds.
Actually, many of them are using laptops and most of them are using mobile phones.
Okay.
So that switching between our current window and the mobile and the new window in the mobile will take some time.
No, we'll just start it. Maybe I'm just waiting for 140, right? So 150, we'll start. Yeah, okay. We reached and we are starting. Okay. So this is relevant to what we discussed today. Okay, so this is the right answer. Hope you know the answer. So GitHub is the one which is used for source code repository. Okay, so where your source code really resides, and people can actually go and look into that, push the code, pull it, and do a merge. So when you work as a team, obviously this is the one that you should use it. Okay, so next. Okay, here is the one. Who's the topper? Shri. Congratulations, Shri, and you've been passed by Shubha, Reshma, and Sandhya and Anju. Okay, so we're going to the next one. Wow, 38. Many people have actually given the right answer for this. Wow. Now, okay, it's Shubha at the first, Reshma, Shri, Samanvita, Atul Kumar. So we have 2 new joinees in the scoreboard. Okay, I'm going to the next one. Okay, still many people have answered it. It's good. Okay, again she has topped up. Samanvita, Basavaraj, Pradeep, Chiku. Congratulations, guys. Okay, so many people have still gone with XML. XML is pretty old and it's not a open standard file format. Okay, so it's not the one. So answer is JSON. Many people have actually not answered it right, but JSON is the open standard file format and data interchange format. So any for example, if you're building a EC solution or a EEE solution or anything, right, or any 2 applications can speak in JSON format now. Okay. Again, it's 3 pages dropped this streak of 3. Okay. So again, still. Okay, many people have answered it right. So CodeKada is a practice platform. You can actually have thousands of problem statements, which you can actually practice for, especially for product companies. You can go and practice it, and you can solve it in any language of your choice, like C, Java, Python. You have an online code compiler, which actually helps you out and solve the problems and take it forward. So go and practice it. You get a lot better with that. Okay, now, okay, it's still Sri, Samanvita, Basavaraj, till Shubha. Okay, congrats, guys. 3 more questions, that's it. Okay, for bubble sort. Okay, so this is the second top answer, and that's right, big of N. Hopefully, you know why the reason for it as well. Okay, there's not a big change. Sri, Shubha, Samanvita, Dheeraj, and Baswaraj. Okay, congrats, guys. The last 2 questions. You have to look at the insertion is happening by binary search. Okay, good. Lot of answers for this. Wow. Now Dheeraj has come first and followed by Sri, Samanvita, Baswaraj, and Til. Okay, congrats, guys. The last question, this is going to decide which one, who's the winner. Oh, okay, last 2 more. We have 2 more. Design patterns. As I mentioned, right, the last 3 questions, and these are core important for a product professional. Wow, you guys are right. 48 people have answered it right. Creational, structural, and behavior patterns. Okay, now still Dheeraj remains the top. At the top, Dheeraj, Sri, Basavaraj, Til, Lokesh. Okay, the last question, which is going to decide who's the winner.
இது ஃபோன் பண்ணி அவங்க இதுல பேசிட்டீங்கன்னா ட்ரை பண்ணலாம்.
Wow, people have done it right. Most people, it's composite pattern. Okay, let's see the final winners. On a count of 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, at C at 3rd place. Wow, Dheeraj is at 2nd.
Congratulations.
And who else came in the first now? Till. Wow. This is totally a surprise. And the last 2 are Basavaraj and Lokesh. Okay, so the 3 winners, please text your mail ID to the team coordinators, Dheeraj, Til, and Sri. You get a goodie from GUVI to your mailbox. Okay, so congratulations, guys. Til, Dheeraj, and Sri.
Yeah, congratulations, Til, Dheeraj, and Sri. And
okay, we are done. We are done now. So congratulations. And for the participants who attended today, thank you so much for being a nice audience, for posting a lot of questions. So here is something interesting for you. If you want to look at, assess yourself. And
sorry,
where do you stand right now?
Sorry, you can share the screen.
It's not shared? Oh, okay, I thought it's shared.
No, I just exit.
Okay, you can see this, right? Assess yourself. Okay, you get to know where do you stand in terms of programming or in terms of your preparation for the product companies. This is a free assessment given exclusively for the CIT webinar participants. Okay, if you are participating,
thanks a lot.
Oh, it's our pleasure, sir. So this is the URL. I have given the URL and the access code in the chat as well, and we will be mailing you this as well. If you participate in this, you get to know where do you stand in terms of your programming skills, and you get to know the results as well. Okay, so try this. Ensure that you know what has to be learned for become a better programmer and get to be hired in a top-notch product company. Okay, I wish you all the best, and thank you CIT team for organizing this. Should we take any question, or it's we are done?
Hopefully we have done. Thank you, Mr. Bala, for the wonderful session. And you have proved that your company GUVI is, learning through gamification. It's excellent, and the participants' answers was so quick, and they are so interested. I think we should have allowed at least 300 to 400 participants to compete in this. Anyway, thanks to the winners and thanks to all the participants for being the part of this. And once again, the biggest thanks to Mr. Balamurugan. Thank you, sir.
Sure, sir. Sure. It's most welcome. And team, I could see a lot of questions still going on, but make sure that whatever you're learning, okay, it's not just for the sake of certifications. It's also enhancing your real skills. Okay. So actually, I could see AWS certification, those things. You can learn it as part of have authority. Okay. So it doesn't mean really who's actually issuing. It's about whether you're really getting the value out of that course. That is the real skill that you are going to get it, because certification can just be a banner. But obviously, if I'm an interviewer, I'm going to check what do you really know in the particular topic. I'm not just going to stop with the certification. So go ahead with the technology part, go and learn new things and build it. Most important is start building it and start trying it out and start sharing it with others. Okay. So with this, I'll conclude my session. So all the best. And I'm sure that you're going to get a better future in IT, and IT does have a really good scope. So don't believe that IT is doomed. We're going to hit recession. Everything is going to happen. Okay. But how much is going to affect us? It's up to us. If you emerge as an individual with a better programming skill, with a good skills, right? Obviously, you'll be one of the person who will be hired by the recruiters from any organization or from any company. Okay. So all the best. And obviously CIT is you are in the right hand. They'll obviously support you. GUVI is also there to support you wherever needed. Thank you.
Thank you all. Have a wonderful day ahead. Bye.
Bye.